Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, World's Finest Wednesday.
Welcome into a World's Finest Wednesday edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the man of martial law himself.
The man of martial law,
Mr. Mike. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I try to,
sure.
I try to tie these together somehow, and this very loosely.
I'm often confused for Chuck Norris. So,
yeah. Well,
wait. I was thinking not martial law. What was I thinking?
Texas Ranger. I don't know.
No, I was. Is there a karate that starts with an M?
I mean, martial arts in general.
Maybe it was martial arts law is what I was. I don't know why I said
martial
Chuck
arts
Norris.
law. It's the law of all the martial arts.
It's all the martial. Well, no, it's a guy named Marshall Art.
Oh, I got you. I don't know why that reminded me of it. Sometimes the thing that I love most of all is hearing stories of how, and this is completely out of left field, of how Steven Seagal is just an idiot and how people have made a fool of him.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes with his Aikido stuff.
He's a big boy too.
Yeah, but a lot of it comes, and that's just made me think of it. Anyway, so this is Bros, Foes, and Heroes. As I introduced us, I'm Zach.
Wait, that was the end of the Steven Seagal story?
I was just saying I enjoyed it. Did you?
Oh,
I wasn't gonna. I mean,
right.
There's plenty of stuff out there if you want to go listen to it.
I kept waiting for the Steven Seagal payoff.
Steven.
I like how all of his fight scenes now are like this.
Well, I've seen him in one movie where it's like he forgets how to hold a gun. And he's just like,
yeah. I think most of his movies are financed by the Russian oligarchy, and they don't care.
That's true. No,
you know?
true. They just
look at him fight.
Was that your Russian accent?
That was not Russian.
Have I told you? I know some people know this. I don't know if you know this or not.
Maybe you say comrade at the end, and then it's Russian.
I can do a very well, it's not good, but I can.
Is this from Bullwinkle?
Yeah, I have told you about that. But I have to say it Musenskoro to get into it.
That's very good.
Thank you.
I like that.
Anyway, what we are covering today is, oddly enough, we are kind of continuing the theme from Monday's episode. If you didn't get a chance to watch, you should go back and watch my birthday episode.
You should.
Yeah, Mike covered an issue for us.
Happy B-Day.
And it was great. Well, it's not. It's not my birthday anymore. It's
it was awful. It was an awful comic book
and I loved it.
Be burned in the corner of every high school.
I loved it. Please go back and watch it for Monday for my birthday. But we are continuing.
I think it's why Stan Lee died.
Oh, wow. Bold claims. I mean,
he was like, I can't do anymore, true believer.
It didn't happen for another 20 years.
It was a short
after.
death. Yeah, I mean, it was like he just couldn't forget about it.
I got it.
Somebody brought it up at a party, dead.
Well, since this is my birthday week, I have kind of taken the whole week, Mike.
Oh, you got a week, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm special like that. I decided I'm 37. I'm doing it. I decided that we would cover another Aquaman story today because I know you love him so much.
Love that fish, man.
Yeah, no, you can't say it anymore because that's not canon.
It is canon.
No, it's not.
It's in a different universe. It's canon.
Okay, fine. Maybe in a different universe, but in our main continuity universe, we don't get that joke.
It says Space Boy.
What we have here is Adventure Comics number 264, Mike. That came out in September of 1959 is the cover date on this.
That's the best they could do for Superboy falling in the air.
Yeah, I guess.
It looks like a marionette.
But I told you we're focusing on Aquaman.
Oh, that's true.
So our story that we're looking at is Aquaman and his Sea Police.
Sea Police.
I figured if anything would be up Mike's alley, it would be Sea Police. I will give credit before we dive into this.
That's the Sea Police theme. Did you like that?
I did like that.
Blub, blub. It ends with a couple of blub blubs.
Can you do it one more time? I have a narration.
Blub blub.
Underwater.
There
where
it is.
Crime runs rampant. And then you do the,
blub blub.
There's only one team who can stop the bad guys in their tracks.
Fart hard enough underwater to create bubbles big enough to stop crime.
It's Aquaman and his Sea Police. No,
Sea Police.
Anyway, I thought this would be right up your alley.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I will give credit though before we
Look at
dive
him
into
standing there
this.
with a hat on. Who put that hat on his head?
Because he's the chief of police, Mike.
Whatever, man. Come on.
But Robert Bernstein was the writer for this and the penciler, and I'm actually going
The guy from the Washington Post?
Yeah, the guy from the
Found out about Deep Throat? That guy?
I'm looking this up. I don't think it's the same Robert Bernstein.
I was like, damn.
He's under Creations. No. This guy created like Aqualad, Aquagirl, The Phantom Zone, General Zod, Metallo, Pete Ross.
Pete Ross?
Not to be confused with Pete Rose. But
He can bet again.
Well, he died, Mike.
Oh, shit. Lost that one, I guess.
So, and then the penciler is somebody who we talked about last World's Finest Wednesday. And actually, I've come to find out in a roundabout way the World's Finest Wednesday before, and that is Ramona Fradon.
Excuse me? Who?
Ramona Fradon. Fradon. There we go. Ramona Fradon. Thank you. Who I've come to find out was one of the like first big time like female pencilers and creators.
No, we talked about it last time how I thought that was really cool, especially for the time period.
But for sure it was, and I come to find out that I think she took over Aquaman specifically. There in the 50s.
For this?
Well, yeah, no, she was the penciler for this. But here's the thing: like, no matter how the character is written, when you think of Aquaman, a lot of times you think of a very distinctive look of Aquaman. That's kind of like that. Yeah. I don't know why I said Aquaman. But you know, that's like this is one of his distinctive looks. Like when you think of it, because it's kind of how he looks in the Super Friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she was responsible for drawing all of his adventures for over a decade. Oh wow! Like that's putting a lot of time in the character. We talked about Peter David and his 12-year run. Like
Peter Gabriel,
Peter David, the author, when we did the Death of Gene DeWolf.
Oh yeah.
Who sadly just passed away recently. Peter David did. But in his 12-year run on the Hulk.
In my head, Gene DeWolf passed away a long time ago. I don't know why you're still sad about it.
So it's kind of unheard of to have a run that long, but still, so one of the pioneers in a way. And also, I should give more credit there too. I just said she was the penciler. Since that was the origin, she is the co-creator of Metamorpho.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you know, I need to give her due credit there.
Yeah. God, I'm glad you didn't say flowers.
I needed to give her
phrase.
flowers.
I hate that phrase.
Why?
I don't like it.
I don't mind it.
It's one of those phrases that catches on and then everybody is saying it all of a sudden.
Verbal wildfire?
It's just, it's really stupid.
No, that's
Hey, and by the way,
ahead.
this Aquaman, it's goofy and all that stuff. You can just tell by looking at it. But I will take 1,000 of these over that last thing. Okay. That Stan Lee Aquaman needs to be buried in the pits of hell.
Wow.
Yeah, it's rough.
See, what?
It's bad.
Go watch it.
You should go watch it because it is bad.
Also,
and I did a bad job.
Also, I don't think I pointed it out on Monday, but I'll point it out now since it is my birthday week. I made sure
you should point that out. I'll keep you more.
That was Robin on the cover too, because I know how much you love Robin.
I love him. Yeah. He looks like Chucky.
Well, Chuck Dixon was the author for that at the time. I was just trying to find it.
Not the same, and you know.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and dive into our story of Aquaman and his sea police. Let's take you to a new city after I have a cough attack.
I hope he has a dog.
Huh? What'd you say?
I hope he has a dog. Does he have a water dog?
No, he doesn't. He has Topo, the octopus.
Topo, the octopus. Okay.
Yeah, remember? Well, no, he was in the one where...
Is that the one where he was like...
In milk?
Sucking him off in the milk or whatever?
He was bathing in milk.
Okay.
But you remember, like, he was dehydrated, and so Topo milked a cow, and they.
So it just means that we talked about this, how any fluid could.
Mm-hmm. That was a big. We got a comment about that at one point in time.
I bet we did.
Then it made him think about the boys. Mm-hmm. So one day, as Aquaman visits a coastal city, what coastal city might you ask?
What's New Venice?
New Venice. Don't you know where New Venice is at?
I love New Venice, especially this time of year.
Okay, well. Aquaman says that he had promised to pay the mayor of New Venice, but then never realized like how changed the town had become after they had been flooded by a sea quake 6 months ago.
A sea quake?
Uh-huh. A sea quake caused this flooding, and the
starting
town...
to take back what I said about the previous Aquaman.
Hold on. Let them cook, Mike. We're just on the first page.
There's another one.
I know. I knew that would get you. So, but we see like they have boats that you do use instead of cars. They've kind of... Yeah.
Kind of gotta.
But the mayor points out that, like, you know, I hate to say it, Aquaman, but like our city's kind of changing for the worst ways. Like, all these
Everything's wet.
people don't care about the environment. They're throwing their trash out there. Like,
where else are they going to throw it?
Don't care. They're throwing it in canals.
You live in the water.
Then they see, like, they come to a stoplight, and while they're there just watching, like, hot rod boats just speed right through.
Dear God, there are hot rod boats at stoplights in the water.
There are hot rod boats at stoplights in the water. And the mayor's just like, everybody's taking advantage of these conditions, Aquaman. Nobody's listening to, following
I can't wait till you get down to the bottom.
The police. And so Aquaman's just sitting there lost in thought, and he goes, I intended to spend a few days here, but maybe there's something I can do. I love this panel. I don't know why, or at least this speech bubble. After Aquaman swims away several hours after Aquaman swims away several hours later, to me, I know there's like ellipses afterwards, so it should be after Aquaman swims away.
Seems like he swam away several
hours
ago.
later. Yeah, no, to me it's like, and he's just pondering for hours thinking about what he can do.
Yeah.
And the mayor's sitting in the boat like, can we go somewhere, Aquaman? Like, we've been sitting here for 3 hours.
I don't know. He stopped responded about 3 hours
ago. Yeah. So he returns with a whole school of fish, but it looks like birds too, does it not?
Yeah, there's some birds.
But I think those are flying fish. They're flying fish, Mike. Do you not see them? Like,
those are common.
Flying fish are very common.
Sure.
Oh man, don't worry. Aquaman can't get us by. Oh, flying fish.
Flying fish. Yeah.
I wonder if he just like has them. Hear me out on this too. They do need to be in water.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, all of this stuff needs to be in water.
This is a little morbid, but are they dead flying fish, and he's just operating the wings, smacking them into people? Then?
I like to think that they're all undead fish. Ooh. These are all fish that he brought back to life. Now, that doesn't include that seal down there that makes a very weird sound.
That's not the seal that makes the sound. That's the boat. So.
What? No, it's not. The boat doesn't say oink, oink.
Oh, that no.
It says oink, oink.
I thought you were talking about the burps.
What is it? Wait, have you ever heard a seal go oink, oink?
No, I heard it go, oh. That's what it's going for. I guess she won't do it as oink, oink.
That is exclusively owned by pigs. You cannot hijack another animal's sound.
Pigs can't run a monopoly on sounds. Like they can't.
Pigs can run a monopoly on sound.
They squeal too. Are you telling me nobody else can squeal?
Who else can moo?
Okay, fine, fair.
See? That's what I'm saying. How are we supposed to teach our stupid children if we keep changing the sounds?
Well,
oink, oink. Oh, that's a seal, Daddy. Shut up.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that.
Just leads to anarchy.
Well, Aquaman returns with the whole fleet of fish and tells the mayor that I've brought a new kind of law enforcement squad, the sea police. Watch things change around here.
Oh, yeah, they will.
And shortly, as the sea police swing into action, there's a hot rod boat that speeds by, and Aquaman tells them,
hot rod boats.
There's our first speeder. Go get him. Slinky?
So now he's just
No, hold on. Let's get. Oh, go finish.
He's just like a radar cop. He's just looking down the side of the road. Oh, there goes the boat. Gotta go get him.
Yeah, but he doesn't go get it himself. He sends Slinky, the seal, to go get him. Sunky.
Sunky who goes.
No, hold on. I think this is me. I think there's a smudge.
You think it's Slinky?
I think it's Slinky.
That's not better.
It's not.
Slinky the oink oink seal.
Slinky the seal or Sunky. Slinky, Slunky, whatever. But
Slunky, not going to work here anymore.
Soon, as the seal stuffs a pack of seaweed into the whirling propeller without getting cut up. Somehow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it sends the guys overboard.
Claw.
And Aquaman comes up and just like Captain Morgan poses on the side of their boat. Oh, water popped up right behind you.
Well, you didn't give him enough credit. He has 2x4s strapped to his feet as skis.
He's being very economical.
Yeah.
Here. And he leans down and he's writing him a ticket. And he's like, thanks to my pet seal, you didn't kill anybody, but I'm giving you a ticket. And they ask them, they're like, hey, how did you stop us? Like the guys want to know. And Aquaman's just like, sure, I'll give you my trade secrets. I had my seal stuff seaweed in your propeller. Well, another hot rod boat going by goes, huh. So that's how he does it. All right, fine. I'll just get a more powerful boat motor. Right?
How about you just back up over the seal?
It is Slinky by the
just back up over it. You see the damn seal down there. He's like, hey, we're done with that.
It is Slinky, by the way, though. We see it again.
Ain't no seal moving fast enough for a propeller.
That's true.
It's not going to happen.
That's true. But
you're going to hear oink. That's what you'll hear.
Poor Slinky.
God rest his soul.
But as the more powerful boat zooms by, he sends Slinky to go stuff seaweed in the propeller, and it doesn't work because he has a more powerful
Not
motor.
only was it seaweed, it was a pack of seaweed. Whatever that means.
He's just sitting there like,
well, it's like it's
hacking it together before
it's
he
like
goes.
cigarettes, you know. There's,
Yeah.
Oh, here's your seaweed.
Oh, the seal's not doing that though. He can't pack like that with
No,
his, like,
no. That's what Aquaman's for.
I don't know the fact that I acted that out. Have I ever
Oink,
told
oink.
you? Okay, here's a throwback.
Yeah.
I know I've told you it, but you want to see my impression of a Muppet usher?
Yes.
Here's your seat.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
I like that.
You
It's
know
very
how many
good.
people don't laugh at that and look at me like
No,
I'm
it's
just
good.
so dumb?
It's very stupid.
It
but
is very
that's
stupid
why it's good.
and it's very subtle,
Yeah.
but it's just because their hands
Yeah.
are always, thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah, it's on a stick.
See, this is why Mike and I do the show. We're on the same wavelength.
Sure.
Anyway,
Except when it comes to Aquaman.
when the seaweed doesn't stop the boat, he's going to get away with it. No. Aquaman's like, he got an extra powerful engine that cuts through the seaweed. Well, I have I'll send another sea policeman after him. And soon after, all of a sudden, his boat, it's rising and it's leaving the water because he has
Oh
a
my
well
God.
bring him up to land.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think the propeller would just cut into that
I would
well's
think
back,
so.
though?
I would think so, yeah.
That doesn't seem very safe for the well.
Yeah.
On land, on the ferry, technically, so not on land, but on the ferry, a man is like, somebody stole my wallet. And the sea policeman who's on board the ferry is the octopus. And he just, without asking anybody,
Say that without flinching.
he sticks a tentacle in 8 different people's pockets. To be like, who found it? And
That's what Harvey Weinstein got in trouble for.
Don't disparage the name of octopus like that.
Oh.
There is. Did you know this though? Before that I do take solace in this, in a little bit. Like obviously he's a terrible monster, but there is in Lord of the Rings there is a orc that's like I think kind of mirrored to look like Harvey Weinstein.
Okay.
It's one of the that's it, and he looks like hideous and awful. But it's like
He is a hideous, awful looking man.
and so I think like Peter Jackson had them like
Yeah.
craft because there was
Peter Jackson's no prize either, though.
No, I know, but I think there was like in something of like Harvey Weinstein was like a big like hurdle in like trying to get the movies made. I think to begin with, or
I
something.
think you could have triplets there, or at least brothers, if you did. Weinstein, what's his name? The director?
Woody Allen,
No, fuck. No, the one we just talked about.
Peter
Jackson.
Uh-huh.
So you got Weinstein, Peter Jackson, and then the third one was shit. Why did I just completely blanked out. I don't know. Sorry. Never mind. Octopus.
Okay, so
I don't know what the third one was. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry.
I don't know who you were going with.
Yeah, that's
so
bad.
the octopus reaches around, finds the guy who stole the
I
wallet, and is
apologize.
able to apprehend him.
Yeah.
So all right, it's working out pretty well. Well, Aquaman's driving through the street canals, and those damn tourists, they're littering in the canals again, just throwing stuff overseas. So what does Aquaman
God damn, that's
do?
a lot of trash.
Aquaman has the seagulls come and collect
So they
all
are
the
seagulls, they're not
trash.
flying fish.
No, the other ones looked like flying fish. But he has Aquaman have the seagulls collect all the trash and dump it on the people in the boat. And he's like, "Hi, how about a taste of your own medicine?"
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the Dave Matthews Bus.
And so it is, but there's not a plaque to commemorate this. Then soon afterwards, like he does have a water cleaning brigade, which litter squad as he calls it, which is a lot of swordfish who go and like poke stuff up. But a little bit later, he notices some more law-breaking fishermen who are fishing in the area that's off limits, and he had already talked to them earlier about it being off
You mean
limits.
the water?
Yeah, the water, like it's it's out of season to fish there
In just one part of the water.
in one part of the water.
Okay. This is a sea we're talking about, right?
And so he has.
It's not like a lake.
So he has them instead like hook all the trash they just collected, and he like kind of scares them away, like has them like toss it all to like get the fishers out of the way.
Yeah. Gets all these swordfish to go after
He
him.
notices there's a guy in a skin diving costume. Remember they called it a skin instead of a scuba suit.
Yeah.
That's holding up a woman in her boat. Like the now crooks who are holding up people are wearing full on scuba suits and just swimming up to boats and climbing up. Well, he dives in to save afterwards, and he is able to apprehend. Huh?
And he kills him.
He does. No. He is able to apprehend and stop the would-be thief. Now, what happens is that evening, though, as Aquaman goes to check in with the mayor, the mayor realizes that the water's starting to recede. And that New Venice will soon become a waterless city as before. And all the townspeople are like, but Aquaman, we've grown to love our new canal waterways.
Why in the giant capital F do you call it New Venice if it's not a watery prison like that?
To begin with, I guess they changed the name 6 months ago after it flooded.
Good God.
And Aquaman's like, wait here, I'll see what I can do.
Let me see if I can throw some water back in this sucker.
And it just so happens, by happenstance, that
he's in this too, I think.
Yeah, he remembered that the town was originally deluged by a seaquake, right? Like we talked about.
Sure.
But he had a hunch that the ocean floor must have cracked open during it again.
Yeah.
And it did. So all they needed to do was to just plug the ocean floor like a plug in a bathtub. That's what he says.
So that's where their water is going?
My sea police must quickly fill in the crack before it drains all the water out of New Venice.
Their water is going into a crack in the earth.
Yep.
That also provided all the water.
Well, no.
Originally.
I think it cracked open, but here's what I don't understand is wanting to be constantly draining. So how is it?
That's what I'm saying. It was
moved so
12
fast
minutes
in
later.
one day.
Yeah.
But yet the 6 months before that.
This makes no sense. Oh my God.
And then he says, it's like putting the plug back in a huge bathtub. See?
What did he plug it with?
Just there was like boats. Like, look, there's like ships.
Oh.
And then probably that trash from earlier.
That whale.
Yeah, that whale that got cut
Whaley,
up.
get in there.
That's probably dying now from
Yeah.
the boat propeller. He's like, well, now you see where your resting place is. Get down there and we'll throw other junk on
whale
top
graveyard.
of you. And an hour later, the job is finished. New Venice is saved. Now it can remain forever a city of canals. The following morning, as the citizens give Aquaman and his sea police a ticker tape parade, here, Mr. Mayor.
Where does the ticker tape go? It goes in the water.
So
they're
just
littering
again. Yep, they're absolutely littering again. But he goes, here, Mr. Mayor, I won't need this police chief badge anymore. And he tosses it. And the guy goes, thanks, Aquaman. You and your sea police were wonderful. And we'll always remember how you taught New Venice to become a model sea city. Like all the other sea cities out there.
He didn't do shit. All he did was plug a big hole in the ocean.
Like other New Venice and other New Venice. But don't worry, Mike. Don't think about it too hard. What you should think about is outdoor camping is really the thing.
Is really the thing. Seeing wildlife and birds on the wing with a well-loaded sack. Tootsie Rolls by the pack is enough to make everyone sing. I don't like that mouse.
You don't?
No.
Is it the legs?
It's too anamorphized, or however.
Does it have blue eyes?
It's a total human with a mouse head.
Like if it had a kid head, it would work the same way for you.
Tail.
Oh, that's
Put
true.
a tail on it.
It's tucked into its Tootsie Roll sack.
Those Tootsie Rolls will fall on that bird too.
With a well-loaded sack. Oh man! So there you go. It was a shorter one, but
That's good though.
I thought you would appreciate Aquaman.
Oh yeah, I always appreciate a good Aquaman story,
and his sea police,
especially when he's plugging the ocean.
Yeah,
I bet that's what he calls it too when he does it.
Oh, absolutely, he does.
I gotta go plug the ocean, if you know what I mean.
Plug the ocean. Oh man!
Me and Weinstein gotta plug the ocean.
Well, thank you guys as always for taking the time to watch and to listen. If you haven't,
Aquaman.
Go back and check out Stan Lee's Aquaman to see why Mike hates it so much and why I love that episode.
Super wet.
Coming up next week, we get into our Superman stuff. We're getting ready for the movie.
I didn't even pick this background.
No,
look, it's all ocean stuff.
It has been. It's worked.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Thanks, Howard Stern.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks,
for whatever.
Joe Namath's crotch.
Thanks.
Boy, if you are listening to this with audio, you have no idea.
It's a picture and poster behind.
Can't see the background. Don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't know why I said Howard Stern.
Anyway,
certainly don't know why I said Joe Namath's crotch.
Once we get to this point, it means that it's time
That's
to wrap
true.
it up. So thank you guys as always for taking the time out to watch and to listen. As I said, we'll start with more Superman stuff to get you ready for the movie. We will have Lex Luthor Man of Steel, which is the series that Nicholas Hoult read that took inspiration for his Lex Luthor.
Very excited.
And then we are going to dive into the week after that for our big ones, All-Star Superman.
Big ones.
Well, I'm just saying like for our big Monday episodes. All-Star Superman, which is probably one of the big influences of this Superman. I will tell you, if you have just watched along this year, you should be very prepared with comic tie-ins for this. The only one I don't think I got to was Mark Waid's Superman Birthright, which is one that's kind of brought up some, or maybe Kurt Busiek's Secret Identity.
All-Star, is that not the scene where they're kissing and going up like that? Isn't that in All-Star Superman?
Maybe.
Okay.
It's been a while. I'm going to reread it.
I don't know. I'm just taking from...
It might be from the earlier issues. Are you talking about him and Lois?
Seen. Yeah. They're like...
So, like, I'll kind of give you a tease.
Smooching in the sky.
When I say, like, you're going to know as soon as we get into it that it's not, like, beat for beat. Like, this isn't the story we're getting. It's not going to be like Supergirl, where I think the Supergirl story we get is the Supergirl story we covered. I could be wrong. They might make changes. But this
the only thing that makes me think anything different is if they change the name of it.
Well,
like you said.
He said that he was tired of colons in like superhero movies.
I'm tired of colons too.
But what you will get from it, I feel, is a lot of the same like soul of the like that's like you'll read like you'll get that and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, like the bones of the Superman are kind of the same of like the character of Superman.
I'd read that story, the bones of the Superman.
Bones of the Superman. And there's a lot of the beauty of Grant Morrison's work too is there's a lot of zany Silver Age-ness in there that's done in a serious way too.
Yeah,
that's great too. But so a lot of stuff to look forward to, and then we might do some Fantastic Four stuff after that. I want to add real quick. I should have brought a picture. I saw from I think maybe a new trailer or something that they have the first monster coming out of the street for Fantastic Four, and it's the cover monster of like the very first issue. You like the comic issue, you know, like the fun, and I got super excited about that just because it looks cool. But
I thought you were going to say for the first time in cinematic history, we'll see Galactus's balls.
No, I think he'll wear the codpiece. Because
you were doing this.
Hot take, he'll wear the codpiece still. Yeah, Nope. Thank you for watching and listening. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to just do anything with the show, interact with us. We appreciate it so much. I can't tell you how thankful we are. Also, if I could plug just Rogue Media Network and the other great, I could save New Venice and the other great podcasts on the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
Until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Hey guys, don't forget, when you're out and it's hot and there's no, sit down, take a rest, get you something to drink, and think, golly, Con.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.